All right, so you sent over this article about Hugh Jackman's next project, and
Hmm.
well, it's safe to say you're pretty curious about what he's going to do after Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And trust me, this is big news.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see, what actors do after a huge hit like that.
Hmm.
Big box office success in Hollywood,
Hmm.
that often translates into, a chance to do something completely different.
For sure.
Like, remember when, was it
Oh, yeah, yeah.
name a Broadway show after name a movie? It was
Right.
like a victory lap, but on stage
Yes, exactly.
with way more, stage presence.
And for Jackman, this victory lap is going straight to the legendary Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, wow.
A 12-show residency, can you believe it?
Wow.
Spanning from January to August 2025. And get this, the show is titled From New York with Love.
Hmm. Radio City Music Hall. Okay. Now, that's a venue with some serious history behind it.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's not just any stage, it's practically like hallowed ground for iconic performances. So this is telling me Jackman isn't just dipping his toes back into theater. He's diving in head first.
Absolutely. And the show will feature music from some of his most recognizable roles. We're talking The Greatest Showman,
Oh, wow.
Les Miserables,
Of course.
The Boy from Oz, The Music Man. It's going to be like a highlight reel of his entire career, all set to music.
That's brilliant, really. It is. Blending those familiar favorites, you could get the fans excited, but then
Yeah.
throw in the promise of special surprises.
Oh,
It's a smart move.
oh, absolutely. And speaking of surprises, did you see how he announced the whole thing?
Oh, you mean that Instagram video?
Yes, with a
Oh.
certain Ryan Reynolds making a cameo.
Yeah, classic Reynolds. Always gotta love him.
Always.
Never one to shy away from the spotlight, right? And he drops that hilarious line
Oh, yeah.
about breaking out the eyeliner if you can be in the show.
If you need me, I'll be in my trailer.
Exactly. But then Jackman's response,
Yes.
this is my time.
This is my time. I love it.
Playful, but firm.
It's like he's reclaiming his spotlight after all those years as Wolverine.
Exactly. Yeah, and it makes you think, doesn't it? After years of like really embodying that physicality of Wolverine.
Right.
It's almost like he's making a point to say, "Hey, don't forget, I can do this whole other thing too, I've got the musical chops, I've got the stage presence."
Exactly.
Like, From New York with Love. It's more than just a title, it feels like a statement.
Yeah, and this isn't his first rodeo on Broadway either, let's not forget.
Oh, absolutely not.
The Man, the music, the show, his one-man show back in 2018.
Huge hit.
Huge hit. And even before that, like his 2011 concert residency.
Right, right.
People forget about that.
Oh, yeah, that was critically acclaimed, wasn't it? That blend of Broadway classics and like, sort of reimagined film scores, I think it's safe to say he knows how to put on a show.
He does. He really does. It's like he's saying, hey, remember that time when I, blew you away with those performances? Get ready for round two. But this time, it's at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, and you know what? He's doing it all on his own terms.
Totally.
Which I really, really respect. This isn't just a career move. It's like you said it before, it's a power move.
Yes.
He's at the top of his game in Hollywood, but he's choosing to come back to his roots, to musical theater.
Yeah, he's like, I can do it all. And you know what? I'm going to do it right here in the city that I love.
And he's going to make it amazing. Like, you just know it.
Oh, absolutely. So just to recap for everybody listening, Hugh Jackman is coming back to Broadway in a huge way.
Huge.
And you better believe those tickets they're going to be impossible to get.
Oh, if you have even the slightest inkling of wanting to go, mark your calendars for those ticket sales because they will sell out like that. It'll be like faster than a
Oh my gosh, yeah.
bowl of popcorn in front of a Marvel movie, gone.
It's going to be wild. Well, speaking of which, you can find all the details about the show, and that includes the hilarious Instagram announcement with Ryan Reynolds in the article that you sent us. And we'll be sure to link to that in the show notes for everyone.
Absolutely.
So you guys have no excuse not to go check it out. But before we wrap up for today, there's one more thing I want to get your take on.
Okay.
So we know Jackman's bringing back some of his most iconic roles for this residency, but
Yeah.
do you think, is it possible, could this lead to him taking on a brand new role on Broadway in the future?
I mean, that's the question, right?
That's the question.
That's the big one. Will he stick with what he knows, or is this the start of something totally new?
Oh.
Only time will tell.
It's definitely something we're going to be following closely. All right, well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Hugh Jackman's exciting next
We're
act.
going to be good.
So exciting. And for all of you listening out there, stay curious, keep those thinking caps on, and we'll catch you in the next episode.